We are red.
Today is Wednesday, February 4th. The time is 4:35. This meeting of the Tilton Selectmen will now come to order. I'll make a motion to go into non-public for B, the hiring of any person as a public employee.
Second.
Roll call.
Yeah, I just want to write this before I forget. This is our record. B. Roll call vote, please.
Yes.
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 And we're red. I would like to make a motion to seal the minutes of the non-public meeting at 6:57 as pertain to personnel hiring decisions and,
Have a matter of
and
resolved.
personnel policy permanently.
Second.
Aye.
Roll call vote.
Selectman Jesselman votes yes.
Yes, minutes recorded by me.
And I'm sure Catherine would say, is there any other business to come
No.
before us?
Yes, there is. Hold on, what is it, 6:59 now?
Not 6:57 and a half.
6:58.
Okay, then.
Okay. I emailed this to you. I just want to talk about it briefly. The reason I'm not waiting for tomorrow night is, this is about Bitter and Lane, that applicant. She's been hounding DOT. She's relentless with us. And the bottom line is, this is from Judy Sylvia, I think. No, Susan Susi. Why did I say Judy Sylvia? Anyway, the whole front part is kind of really a preview of what's taken place, what's going on. But the bottom line is I'm writing this letter to you to explain that an application must come from the town for this proposal. And that the proposal to the town has to match the proposal to the New Hampshire DOT. The district is requiring a scoping meeting, which will include New Hampshire DOT Bureau of Traffic, Bureau of Highway Design, District 3, the Town of Tilton, and the applicant's traffic engineer. The purpose of this meeting is to ensure all parties are reviewing the same proposal and to reevaluate traffic impacts. Please contact me to discuss further, or if you have any questions. So I'd like to be able to contact him back as soon as possible, and let him schedule the meeting.
Why exactly would we convene a meeting on this?
Because it's a driveway permit.
I understand it's not a driveway permit, it's a turn lane on Route 3, which is not a driveway, and are we in favor of a turn lane on Route 3 at that location?
No, that's not exactly what it is.
Then exactly what it is.
Bitter and Lane is a town road.
I understand that.
If anything changes to alter Bitter and Lane, and they're proposing widening it, number one, that's up for the town of Tilton Selectmen to decide,
That's correct.
yes or no.
Yeah.
So it's not for the applicant. What's happened is the applicant has been dealing with DOT.
Yep.
And it says
And
here.
why would we want to widen Bittern Lane?
Well, we might not.
That's my point exactly,
Well, that's
Catherine.
why we have to
Let's
take.
call a meeting, you said. I'm not sure I really even want a meeting.
Well, to be fair to the applicant, we need to go find out what New Hampshire DOT is requiring if they go forward.
Isn't that what that letter is about right there? What New Hampshire DOT is requiring? They're requiring a meeting that it's sponsored by the town about...
Not sponsored by the
No,
town.
they're requiring a meeting with the town of Tilton,
It's a
with
scoping
New Hampshire
meeting.
DOT,
It's a-
with the traffic engineer, with,
It's for everybody involved to get
If
in the
we wanna-
same room,
If we want to widen Bittern Lane,
not widen Bittering Lane.
do what to Bittern Lane then? We aren't doing anything to Bittern Lane, are we?
When they came and they wanted to be Lakes Region Volkswagen Audi,
I remember that.
many moons ago, DOT had said that may generate a turning lane. And he warned everybody. Well, the same person owns it. There was a divorce. The dealership went away. Now what she's doing, it's not, what she presented to the board, to the planning board as a conceptual is not what she proposed to them. She proposed to DOT a 3,000 square foot indoor multipurpose athletic and event facility.
With 300 parking places.
What she proposed to the planning board, and it's just proposal, it was conceptual, was two 42,000 square foot buildings. So DOT, I'm sure, they haven't said it out loud again, is back to turning lane. So we need to go to the meeting and hear what DOT is proposing, and to say either, we don't have any say over Route 3.
No.
They can do whatever they want.
Of course.
Whatever they want to do to Bittern Lane, we have every right to say, no, we're not going to do that.
You do have some say
If-
over Route 3.
We have no say over Route 3, none.
Wetlands? No?
That's the DES, we have none.
We
We have input, we can say, no. I mean, the reason that road is the way it is through there is because of Ice House Pond and the cemetery. That's why they couldn't widen it.
So my vote is for you to contact them and get a meeting together so that we can at least discuss it. And we, as selectmen, will discuss whether or not we want a turn lane or not.
Yeah, well, I'm real leery about this whole thing with that in particular
Here's the
project.
problem that exists. Dennis gave them a driveway permit to access their property onto Bittern Lane. That probably should not have taken place.
How can she not have a driveway permit off of her property?
Because of the impact from what she is proposing on that property, number one, to Bittern Lane and to the intersection of Bittern Lane and Route 311.
She has a driveway permit to the property on Bittern Lane as it sits right now. She's going to have to get an all-new and improved driveway permit if she expects to widen the driveway or change
Not
it
from her
around.
property to Bittern Lane.
If she wants to change the dimensions or anything else.
Isn't
No.
that driveway permit very
She
specific
can,
as
she
to the
can move
size
it
and
around,
location?
she can make it real
I
wide.
need to see that.
Her driveway
Copy of
permit,
that.
is what it is. She went there with the proposal to Dennis, and he gave her a driveway permit.
I'd like to see that.
Yeah, me
Problem
too.
is the planning board hasn't approved her project. They haven't said, yes, you can do this property, but yet the Public Works Director gave her a driveway permit to it, saying, okay, yeah, you can do that, and you can access Bittern Lane.
Isn't there an alternative on Sherwood?
No.
We have proposed, the planning board, Dari and Al have proposed to them that they access Sherwood Drive.
Why?
Because there's already a dirt road that goes
We
way
have
out
an
in the
easement
back.
through there.
Huh?
A conservation easement all through there.
Not that far back. There's already,
what?
no, there's already dirt road. You have a conservation easement around Ice House Pond.
And it goes all the way down further as,
Not as far back as this property goes. Because they
big property.
mitigated their wetlands. That's how we got Buffalo Park. That and Conover. That got us Buffalo Park. But you don't have a conservation easement on their property, and the fellow that owns way back there. Your conservation easement is further this way. That property goes way back, but the other access they have, if she can't do Sherwood, is to go and access Lowe's.
She abuts that property and they might be able to do something with getting them up
God,
that
I am
way.
so allergic to this room, I gotta break that thing in. I only last here about 2 hours,
Turn it
and I
off.
still,
I
I
would-
can't.
think because of this, if they're going to do, alter that road, and because of Ice House Pond and the conservation easements, and, as well as the dam and everything that's on there, that they should CC the Conservation Commission for some type of input, because the runoff and drainage off of that road's going to be changed, and also to check for any other easements.
Well, this is just a what do you think meeting. I'm sure as we go further down, and they say, well, you need to do this and this, that will bring in the Conservation Commission, certainly. But I just want to get it started, so we don't seem to be opposing. But the reason I brought up the driveway permit to Bittern Lane is, and I proposed to the planning board that we change the method in which those driveway permits are given out.
Sure, yeah. That's a...
I have found there is not a lot of
Those driveway
Measuring.
permits are all driveway permits.
In the town of Tilton, all driveway permits.
All driveway permits. Has it been a problem with any other driveway
Yep.
permit?
Yep. Yep.
Do we have a regular policy and
I could think
criteria
of one
for
on the
that?
corner of Park and,
Well, there's a couple up on Caleb.
Do we
Yeah,
have
I
a
think
regular policy for that particular thing? And is it being followed?
Yes, but the planning board is really the authoritative figure that, at the time that it was created, they didn't really understand the need for oversight. So before Public Works gives out those permits, they need to come to the planning board, or at least to land use. So land use can look at them and say, there's no mitigating circumstances here.
Then if that isn't being done, we need to identify the process and just install it, right?
And the planning board's in the process of doing that.
Okay.
The land use would, land use, but they would notify planning board for comment on it.
Well,
and
it
then issue
at least needs to go into land use. I mean, now that we have Dari, that's a big option.
Planning board should be involved with driveway permits and stuff.
Unfortunately, where they only meet sometimes only once a month, these permits can be weekly and daily. They need to go to land use. The land use administrator will look at them and say, okay, there's no mitigating circumstances. Okay. And then if there are, he'd say, nope, you better hold that off. We need to bring that to the attention of the planning board. We got some issues here.
How did the Public Works end up giving out the permits?
He had always given them out. At the time, it was felt there was no need to change that.
Okay, well, maybe we
Driveway
could talk
permits
about
is-
that with a board of five and make the change if,
Well, no, that's, by RSA, that's the planning board's territory, driveway permits.
all this time it's been like that?
Yep.
Why haven't they been doing it? Why haven't they been doing it then?
Well, because they designated the public works director.
Okay, so.
I'm just giving you an FYI because it
Okay.
involves this whole bitter and lane thing that we're about to jump into.
I know it's not our problem, so,
It's not our problem, but I'm just giving you an FYI what's going on.
not our
in it.
purview, it can become our problem.
Well, that's what I mean, I think it has. I think we're going to have an issue when their engineer finds out that they're going to have to build a turning lane, and that's what I'm thinking. I don't know. We're going to have a problem, I think.
Okay, then.
Motion to adjourn?
Oh, second.
aye.
Aye.
So I'll let them know to schedule a meeting through Joyce, because
love
she
these,
typically know, or